What's up, A-listers? Welcome back to another video of how to map editing, or map editing how to. I haven't decided what to stick with the title, but you gotta get it. Today we're gonna cover endemic creatures. Endemic creatures are the stuff that you see here. They are, the auger fly. I think this one's what this one's called. There's the shepherd hare. There's a whole bunch of them. If we switch over, to the wiki, we want to know which ones that we want to mess with, you'll find them. I added the IDs from the game so you can see the different versions. There's some that aren't filled out. I'll need to go back and update them. It was just a raw pull from the data, but you can go down here, you can look at the research list, and like we know, this one's the butterfly for EC003. The joy perch, the one that like hangs out on the edge. So we'll check them out. So what we want to do, or what we're going to do, is we're going to go to the Wildspire Waste, because we're going to cover two types of endemic creatures. So the one type is the only ones that you can kind of consider catchable types, and then there's an object type. I'm gonna bring up my daylight mod for those that would like, if you're doing armor mods and stuff, you want to make sure it's daylight, you can just download the daylight mod and you can force the daylight however you want. Right now it seems like there's crazy weather happening. Yeah. Okay, cool. So let's decide what kind of endemic creatures you're gonna want, because I don't really know. We could probably go with the shepherds, right? Yeah, let's go with the shepherds. So they spawn right here, right? So what we want to do is we want to pull up our Hello World UI. Right now it's not showing up for you, but let's see, is it showing up? Let me see if I can get it to show up for you so you can see it. Xbox game, Hello World. I think it's this one. Nope, it's not. Well, it is that one, but it's cool. So as you can see, the UI, I'm going to remove it simply because it makes the game too dark for you guys, but I'll be able to see it and make sure you have it running in the background so you can see it. So we're going to go back over. We know it spawns right here, but I want it to spawn where I'm at, or when I start the game. That way I can just see it, So I'm going to say I want it to spawn right here. I'm going to grab my coordinates. Let's see. I'm going to bring up a new one. Cool. And the coordinates that I'm reading that I gotta save is minus 17888, 4961, 10, 291. Cool. So those are my coordinates. And then what we want to do is we want to go to, whoops, we want this later. We want to go to our NPC or native PC folder. We're going to create a new stage because we're in the Wildspire Waste. So we want to do ST102. And then, again, the SOBJ stuff is going to be under Common. And then it's going to be under Set. And now we're ready to import our SOBJ. So we're gonna go on our chunk folder. I'm going to chunk 0. You should have your chunks merged, but I just do it this way because I don't really care about updates. But follow my advice. Don't follow what I do. So I'm gonna paste this one, and then endemic creatures, EC. That's what it stands for. EC is endemic creatures. So like I said, there's two types of endemic creatures. There are ones that you collect, like pets, that you can put in your your suite, your little private room. And then there's interactable ones like wedge beetles, the lychee, I think it's just a lychee, or the wiggly lychee. So we're gonna go ahead and open this one up. and we want to create a new file over here. I'm just going to call it st102, and I'm going to call it more EC, more endemic creatures. You are more than welcome to call it whatever you want. I'm not going to make a more endemic creature series. For me, there's no point. I've already created a mod that increases the rarity for those monsters. Let's go to the Nexus. I forgot what I called it. I think I called it endemic quality. Endemic. If I can spell. Yeah. So I already created a mod that says endemic quality, and I've just changed the rarity spawns for all the SOBJs for EC. So basically all I did was just update this one. Now it would be considered a base mod, but when you create a new mod, like I said before, I recommend that you update this SOBJL file and you create a new SOBJ file, what we're doing right now. So I'm creating a new SOBJ file, and we're going to take a look at the EC SOBJ file from SC02, and we're going to load our wonderful template here. And apparently I don't have the IDs populated. Why don't I have the IDs populated? I'm going to spend a second to see if I can update it here. If I can't, then we're going to move on. Let's see if C type not null, then we'll do this. Wait, what? Let me see. Can we just do that? Yeah, all right. So I just did a quick edit. I'm not gonna bother. All right, so we want. I'm gonna try to update it to make sure it works. It's just a couple if functions that we need to update. So we want to mess with the hair. It'll be the easiest one. So it's gonna be EC01 or EC0001. So we're gonna copy over. Let's say this one. I'm not too sure if we're going to be able to see it, but we're going to go ahead and do it. As you can see here, this one has no rarity, and this one's a rarity 1. So the rarity 1 is going to be the different hair. So there's a shepherd one, and then there's a pilot one. Yeah, so the shepherd one is the normal one, and the pilot one is the rare one. I think the pilot one is the male. So we can do whatever we want. I'm just going to go ahead and choose this one. It's not a big deal. So I'm going to copy this blue area once I highlight it from here, and then I'm going to bring it over here. But I forgot that I need to copy over the header. Copy the header, boom. Change this to hex, paste, boom, and then we're going to copy this one, copy, boom. Okay. Then we'll run our template, boom. We're just going to change this to, I'm going to change it to 2 because we're going to show you 2 different things. This is going to be a long video, so, you know, if you want to pause it, go get your cup of tea, your beverage, whatever you want, go ahead and do that. All right. So we want to update our coordinates. So we're going to go ahead and do the coordinates that we want. Is going to be, oh, it goes away. Okay, so the coordinates that we're going to want is minus 17888. Next one is going to be 4961, and the last one's going to be 10291. Okay, I'm not going to worry about rotation. I'm not going to worry about these things. The spawn, this just makes it appear. It'll still be there. So if you set these to 0, you just won't be able to see it. Excuse me. Okay. I'm not going to worry about anything else for now because I'm hoping it's going to break. There's more data here, as you can see, and we'll go over that in a bit. But I want to make sure that our spawn gets updated. If it doesn't get updated, I'll be able to explain you why. So we're going to go ahead and save this. We're going to go ahead and, let's see, where's our SOBJL file? Boom. Make sure we add this entry. You guys remember how to do this, right? We're going to add an entry. It's going to be 10. And we're going to copy this one, paste, upload, update this. And it's going to be more endemic creatures. Update. We need one more 0 because of our terminated null. Okay. Oh, I misspelled it. You guys are supposed to tell me. Why didn't you guys tell me? Okay, more endemic creatures. Boom. Right? What happened? What happened here? Oh, I'm still missing a 0 here. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now we can go to bed, right? Okay. Alright, so going back to the game, we should see our endemic creature here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to... Actually, we're going to go to the stage, training stage, because it should be the smallest, should be the easiest or the quickest to load. Okay. Let's make it daylight. Something's happening here. Okay. So, we don't see our pilot hair, right? And that's okay. It didn't work. I expected it not to work. So, the reason why it didn't work, and we're going to go back to the SOBJ. The reason why it didn't work is because this spawn point that we have here that's highlighted right up here, that for the set animal area is more of a reference. Why is it updated? Who knows? Think of it this way. There are some animals that are in groups and there are some that are not. The pilot hair, it's not in a group. If we can see down here, there's an animal count. Oh, there is. So there are in groups. So there's 2 animal configurations that I'll need to update so you can see them. So there's 2 animals that get spawned in this SOBJ. So these 2 animals, they have a spawn point here, and they have a spawn point here. So there's 2 of them. And then this stuff I'm not still too sure. It looks like a spawn point, but we want to play with these numbers. So there is a reason why it didn't spawn. But because we did add an SOBJ, we could probably see there should be more shepherds here, right? Yeah, there's more. There's usually 3 here, but I added an extra one. 2 of them escaped, and here's the other 2. So I did successfully add another one. If I didn't, you could probably only see 3. Let me go back. I'm gonna change. Oh, you guys didn't even see it. All right, this is my mistake. We're gonna do it again. Okay, we're gonna go back in the game. Keep forgetting to switch. My apologies.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we'll go back. Okay, so we'll go back. And you know that the majority of the time when pilot hairs are there, they usually spawn like 2 at a time. I can't remember if there's been 4 here, but you can see 4 right now. And those 2 will run away together, and then these 2 will run away together, right? Boom. Okay. So, we need to go back. Let's remove them and make sure that those are the ones that actually got updated. So there was 4, right? So we want to go back and we want to make sure that now there should only be 2. It's too dark. Alright. Should be daytime. Oh, okay. So as you can see, there's only 2. We had 4. So we know our SOBJ worked. But if we go over, there should be 1 running away and another running away. So the 1 SOBJ that we messed with has 2 that spawn. Now, if we want to add more, we can, but we'd have to manually add the creatures there. But in this case, we don't really care, right? So what we want to do is we want to update this one, and we only want to move 1 because that's all we care about. We want to see it work. So we're gonna update 1 of these. So when you let's start over. When we are messing with this whole struct for the set animal area, the set animal area's subdata is down below, so you'll open up the struct, and then there's an animal count, and there's 2 animal configurations here. The one you want to update, there's a lot of floats here, and they are all floats, but the positioning is the last set down here. So this positioning here is the one that you want to update. So we want new coordinates. We want to make sure that they get updated. So we're gonna go move back. I'm gonna get some new ones. So I don't want to be too close to the camp to have it run away and then me miss it. So we're gonna go right here. We're gonna go to this corridor. So the new coordinates that I have is minus 1704, 4924. And then 10, 624, right? Okay, cool. So you can see I updated here. I only updated 1 of them. The other one has been left by itself. So as you can see, I can't really tell. So let's say if I do want to add another one, you can add another one. Let's say I'm gonna make it 3, and I'm gonna copy this one. And then I'm just going to paste it over, and then you'll have to update it later, but for now you can see now we have 3 configurations. So when we go back, you're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to see 4 back spawned, and you're going to see 1 new one in the camp. I went ahead and saved. I did not. Okay, so we're going to go back in the game. We're going to go load the map again. So let's see where you at. Boom. Training stage, because that's the fastest one. Okay, let me go back. Okay, and then... Oh, no, it did not work. Why did it not work? Oh. I heard it. I heard it somewhere. We're gonna have to make it spawn right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and edit it now, so don't mind me. I think it's this one. So it's gonna be minus 14947. And then it's gonna be 4300. Last one's gonna be 10,794. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and save that for later. I think something's going on that I can't see it. But anyway, if you go back, there should still be 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I only see 3. My mistake. Alright. So hopefully me fixing this should work. Whoops.
Yeah.
Okay. Update. Daylight. And now we should see our hair. Yeah, so it's right there. You can see it. Oh, wait, is it? Yeah, it is. So that was our spawn. You just hit away. But that was the one we customly made. So if you're able to do this, congratulations. You just added an endemic creature. Cool. So we have that one. So remember, the 2 endemic creatures, there's one that you can catch, and then there's one, oh, he came back. And then there's the other one that is an interactable item. So let's go. What's faster, if I climb over there or just run it? I'm gonna go ahead and run it. Actually, this would be a perfect spot to swing over, to teleport over. There's a shortcut. I might do it. The thing is that you would fall indefinitely. Oh yeah, you can't even see over it. That's probably why. But yeah, you'll fall indefinitely if you don't make it over. Oh, this is an endemic creature. This is an interactable one, same as this one. The wiggly lychee. I call it lychee. I don't know what it's supposed to be pronounced. Those are little monsters. More endemic creatures. More endemic creatures. And our other endemic creature. So other than the wiggly lychee, which is an interactable item, the wedge beetle is considered an interactable item. You can't catch it because you can only swing from it. But remember when this game came out on console and it came out on PC, and you're like, man, there needs to be a wedge beetle here. There needs to be one over here. Dude, what was that? That was so weird. I feel like I broke my game. This is new. If this happens to you guys, let me know. It might be a weather thing. Oh yeah, that's another endemic creature. It's a butthole. Alright. And I don't have it here. That's too bad. Okay, so one of the biggest gripes when people play it on console is there needs to be a wedge beetle here. Now I'm gonna make an unimmersive one because I made one right there. As you can see, there's not enough room here. So my first mod I've ever made, well, actually a second mod, because I made this one. The armor that I have now is the alpha. Anyway, I'm gonna put a wedge beetle like right here. So I'm gonna write down my coordinates so I can look them up later. My coordinates are 10, 208, 934, minus 11711. Okay. And if we go look at our file here, if we go through the list, we can see that our wedge beetle is not here. Now Capcom, the way they structured their file system is, EC is for endemic creatures. Those are the ones that you can catch. And then there's GMs for gimmicks. There's gimmick map stuff. The gimmick map stuff is mostly for like the nodes that you see on here, like the mining nodes here, the mining outcrop, the bones. And they're part of a drop table that would need to be modified. But going back here, to find our wedge beetles are going to be in the GM list. And then if we look here, our SOBJ is not updated. Okay. All right, and we can see here our SOBJ is updated. I'm pretty sure this is the wedge beetle. So if we go here, go through the data. Oh no, this is animal 10. So let's update. Need to update my code real quick. Yeah. I think 10 is the wiggly lychees. So go through. There's some. Okay, so here it is. So I believe I just copied one of them. I can't remember which one it is. Yeah, so 36. So what I ended up doing, this is what I did, because I didn't know how this whole thing worked. I just copied it over. I made my struct. It didn't look anything like this. Like I said before, it's going to be your animal count. All wedge beetles should have one. Actually, we'll test it out here in a bit, but we're going to go ahead and add one of them. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab this one. We're going to copy it over. And we're going to bring it to our more endemic creatures file. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to add. And we should be able to see 2 of them there, right? Yep, 2. Cool. Now remember, we don't update the spawn. The spawn is useless to us because this is an endemic creature. So we want to go down to our endemic creature data, or sorry, set animal area data. We want to go to our animal count configuration. We want to update this number. And remember what our spawn was supposed to be. Our spawn that we want him to go is going to be 10, 208, 935, minus 1171. Okay, boom. We'll save it. We're going to go back to our game. And we're going to go load out and load back in. Alright, we're going to go check on our wedge beetle. I had a wedge beetle here. I hate climbing here. It's pointless. Alright, as you can see, our wedge beetle is not visible. Now, the reason why our wedge beetle is not visible, come to think of it, I need to change the height. The height is going to need to be... Actually, how high is this one? We are about 2,000, so I need about, I don't know, 2,700, give or take. Okay, so going back, you can see here that we can't see our wedge beetle. I can't interact with it, but you can see on the left hand side it says that my wedge beetle's here. So what is going on? For the longest time, I thought that the game was just broken. Just kidding. It's kind of, if you can kind of think of it, if you've already done modding before with, like, you know, the 3D animation stuff or the 3D modeling, they talk about load order or LOD. We can see the wedge beetles over here, and I don't think I have my old stuff. Yeah, I don't have them. So the way the wedge beetles work is there's a range that you can see the wedge beetles. So I don't know how far you can see this one, but they go away when they're far away from the radii. Yeah, so it went away. So each wedge beetle has a radii. So you can see it appears, it disappears, it appears, it disappears, right? And the same instance for the one that we just made, that is there, but it went away. There's a load. There's like a load zone. So we want to look at the radii loading zone. I'm going to go ahead and leave this area. And what I'm referring to is it's going to be in the struct. So we're going to open this up. This is the one that we were playing with, right? So we want to go to the radii setup. Now this radii setup has to do with, think of it like a fencing field. So if the object is within that fencing field, then, you know, make the image visible is basically what it is. I'm going to do it the lazy way. There's a I usually do, you know, 100 or 1,000 left, 1,000 right. But right now I'm going to go ahead and just do it the lazy way. I'm going to get my calculations here. And we're going to change this to 10, 208, 53, 171. And I'm just going to copy this over. And I'm going to copy this or paste it to this. Boom. Really, you should update it so that way it loads all the way. I mean, if anything, I could have messed up, but we're gonna go back in the game. We're gonna see if it loaded correctly. Hopefully it did. We're going to take a look at the wedge beetle that we created a bit ago. And I see it. You see it? I see it. Do you see it? You should see it. Cool. So it's there. And I should be able to, yep, swing over. Amazing. It works. It's the best. Now, the radii should work properly. It should go away at a certain distance. Like I said, the radii is just the visibility zone, and you should make it a zone. It should go away as long as I can. Nope, I can't see it anymore. it's not far away enough. But anyway, you should update it like, you know, 100 or minus 100 up, or minus 1000 up, minus 1000 down, you know, minus 1000 left, right, etc. But I just did it the lazy way. If you do it and you end up finding it's not working, I'll tell you why. It's because you didn't actually set up the radii. You just did it the lazy way that I just did it. But I'm just doing it this way so I can just show you quickly. We're gonna go ahead and test out that we can have another wedge beetle in the same somewhat area. Let's see here. Let's go through here, and I'm just gonna create. Actually, I'm gonna create one at the other end. Do it right here. So the coordinates here. It's gonna be 9437 1507 minus 1064. Cool. We're gonna go ahead and close our radii. We're gonna go ahead and add another animal count. We're gonna copy this configuration, copy, then we're gonna pasta another one, right? And then our second one, we're gonna update it, and it's gonna be 9437 1507 minus 364. Okay, cool. Save it and go through. I just want to explain, you know, like, I don't mind showing you guys how to do this, but for the wedge beetles themselves, you know, just respect my mod. You know, when Iceborne comes out, I'm going to create more wedge beetles for those, and I'm doing it at a non-cheat basis. Like, I'm not going to create shortcuts everywhere where you can easily kill a monster. You know, I don't want it to hit negatively on the community, because the community is so sensitive as it is. Let's see here. So please respect my mods. Oh, and another thing too, there's a limit to how many wedge beetles you can add anyway. I think the limit is like 32 or 30, I can't remember. Alright, so technically we should have 2 wedge beetles there. And it looks like we don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just one. Strange, isn't it? I'm sure I saved it. Let's see, this one, the position. We want 934, right? I think that's what we want. Oh, it's 15. So let's do 2000. Maybe it's hiding. So we're gonna go. Sorry, I went back and edited it. Edited it. So it seems like you can only put in one, which makes sense. I mean, it's only one item, right? Alright, last checkup. Yeah, I only see one still. And that's such a stretch. You can just like all the way from here. Holy smokes. But yeah, that's the we don't see the other one at all. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, I don't see the other one. So can I hear it? No. Still can't hear it. Yep. It's not there, so you can only have one. You can only have one. I want to show you something too. Let's say there's some endemic creatures that you can't for some reason show up. Like say like you want to have creatures that are not usually catchable. The only ones that I know of are the endemic creatures. Or sorry, the wedge beetles. Let's see. We're gonna go this, and we're gonna copy. I think it's this one. No, it's not that one. Is it? No, it's not 505. I think it's 503. Yeah, so in the chunk folder stage, and then if you go through 503 is the suite and go under set, you'll see there's a bunch of endemic creatures on there. And what it is these are just files, spawn files of where the endemic creature is. What I ended up doing is I took the one that's the bat, so it was EC9. You can see it's the bat, and I just took one of them. I'm not really sure which one it was, but I just took one of them. I copied it, and oh, this is my enemies one. That was pretty funny. I started putting monsters in there, but so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go and create a new one, or we're just gonna copy this one over. Copy. And I don't know if you saw earlier, there was a bat in my suite, and now if you go back there, you'll see it turn into a wedge beetle. We'll go to the gathering hub. Excuse me. And then we'll go ahead and open it up. That way you can see what's going on here. You can see it's 36 for the wedge beetle, right? But the spawn is pretty much the same. Okay, so if we go through, and we look up, and then boom. You can see my wedge beetles there. And it's all because of this file. I just I didn't change any of this. All I did was just change this ID. So you could probably do the same thing. If there's a creature that you want to put on there that's normally not that creature. Oh, sorry. I meant to go back. Like, I can't think of anything else that you can't catch. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. But like, the wedge beetle's the only one you can't catch, so that's the one I swapped out. It's an endemic creature. And all you gotta do is just change the ID. So if you go back to the file, just find the animal ID and just change it to whatever you want. It'll be a different, creature. If you want to add monsters in here, you can. They'll look weird, but all you have to do is, update the SOBJ. What I ended up doing was added a small creature, I guess. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's a group setter. I don't know what I try to add, but it's there. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. The last video I'll probably make for a while is going to be the fish area setter for the, all the nice little fishies. I've already made a mod, and we'll probably update it together is the more great fish. There's just a couple fish I'm gonna add. I'm only gonna do it to one location because it's quite a bit of work, and you'll see it is quite a bit of work. But if someone wants to do their own big fish everywhere, you're more than welcome. To me it's just a lot of work, and I got other monster hunting research work to do. And that way we can make maps and stuff, because that would be more cool, right? All right. Yeah, so I'll catch you guys next time. Be sure to join the Monster Hunter Discord community, and yeah, have a good one.